Right then, hello and welcome to Race, the official game of the World Touring Car Championship. This game was very kindly bought for me by Templar04. You've seen him multiple times during my GT Legends series and so on. And yeah, I'm going to do a full series on this like I'm going to be doing with the British Touring Car Championship. This is going to be contested over a full calendar year, and we're going to take part in the 2006 World Touring Car Championship campaign. So before we get started, let's have a look at the schedule then. So the first round of the championship, there's 2 races per round, and there's going to be 10 rounds this season. So the first 2 races is going to be contested in Italy, which is going to be on March 26th and 27th. Then we have the Race of France on April 23rd and 24th. Then we have the Race of UK on May 21st and 22nd. Then in June 4th and 5th, we have the Race of Germany. Then the Race of Brazil, July 2nd and 3rd. The Race of Mexico on July 23rd and 24th. The Race of the Czech Republic on September the 3rd and 4th. Race of Turkey on September 24th and 25th. The Race of Spain on October 8th and 9th. And then finishing off the season with the Gear Race of Macau on November 19th and 20th. Am I looking forward to Macau? No, I am not. I have never really completed a lap cleanly around Macau. So yeah, that is one of the races I'm definitely not looking forward to. So, gonna start a brand new championship. Yes, please. And this is the overview then. Championship rules. The 2006 FIA World Touring Car Championship is made up of 10 racing events, also called race weekends. These are staged in 10 different countries across the continents. The race weekend consists of 2 practice sessions, a qualifying session, a warm-up session, and 2 race rounds. Points are rewarded to the top 8 drivers after each round. The driver who finishes first gets 10 points, then the following 7 receive 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When the second round is over, the points from both rounds are summarised and the overall winner of the event is named. A handicap weight system is in place where drivers receive an added weight to their car if they finish in the top positions of a race weekend. The driver handicap weight can either be increased or decreased throughout the championship season based on the results in each individual race event. The handicap weight of each driver can be seen in the timing screen. And the final results, the winner of the championship is a driver who has the most points after the last race event. It is pretty standard stuff. So we all know that. So yeah, you have all the teams, well, not all the teams, there were like 30 odd drivers for race 1, I think 36 drivers. We're only given 26, 24, something like that. But yes, I am going to be contesting in the Seoul Peugeot, because why not? I mean, I'm not going to go for BMW, Seat, or Chevy or whatever. So I'm going to be the guise, or under the guise of Jens Edman. We've seen him multiple times during the Swedish Touring Car Championship game. And yeah, that is what I'm going to be picking for this season. Difficulty settings, automatic gearbox off, yeah, definitely off. Tire wear, fuel use on, normal. Mechanical failures, normal. We can have it season, so whoever retired during the championship in 2006, it would replicate that, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to have it set to normal. Damage sensitivity on 100%, changeable weather, 24 opponents, 100% strength, flag rules full. So we're going to head to race 1 then. It is the Race of Italy, which in real life was on the 1st and 2nd of April. But yeah, well, I couldn't do it on the same date because, of course, it's slightly different with the dates and everything. And I like to do these types of races on weekends. And plus, it's going to be the British Touring Car Championship next weekend anyway. So yeah, there we go. So championship event 1 of 10. So we're going to head to Monza for round number 1. I will probably do a few laps of qualifying off screen just to get my bearings with the car and everything, get a setup for the races as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say at the moment. So we're going to get on down and do a little bit of practice and a little bit of qualifying, and I shall see you in just a moment for the start of race number 1. So be back in a mo. Well, the half-hour qualifying session has come to a close, and it really wasn't a good performance from me at all. I'm going to be starting in 23rd. That was all I could muster. I did have a really good lap time, and then I ran out of fuel coming to the line, so I just completely lost it. Yeah, unfortunately, the Peugeot is way down on power, but then I am in an independent team, so there you go. Dirk Muller does get pole position, though, with Andy Prio and Alex Zanardi the top 3, then James Thompson and Augusto Farfus the top 5. Now, the qualifying only counts for race number 1. The finishing position for race 1 is where you start for race 2, except for the top 8, who are reversed in order for the start of race 2. In real life as well, there was only a 10-minute gap between race 1 and race 2, but I'm just going to do one race per day. So it's going to be Saturday race 1, Sunday race 2. So there you go. So 9 laps then for race number 1 at Monza. And we'll get started then. So Dirk Muller, Andy Prio, Alex Zanardi, James Thompson, and Augusto Farfus. And you got Tarquini, Korthals, Rickard Rydell, Sharp, Morbidelli, Van Muller, Marchetti, Muller, Tvano, sorry, Bolzan, Turting, Larini, Janak, Janae, Rangoni, sorry. Then you got Rob Huff, Alan Menu, myself, Heusman, and Sarasoli. I believe that's how you pronounce the name, but probably wrong. Anyway, race number 1 then, 9 laps. And off we go. Oh, everyone just dabbing the brakes. I'm going to take the inside line. The brakes on the Peugeot as well are a lot to be desired. It is very hard to get into turn 1 clean without locking the front end and spearing off into the gravel. Excuse me. Peter Turting in Seat. Devano in front. Wow, that wasn't a bad start. I've gone from 23rd to 9th. So that is pretty damn good going for me. Oh, again, the braking, a little bit strange. What I like about this game as well is, now and again you hear like a little click, which is supposed to be stones clattering off your windscreen. You can see the marks on the windscreen already. We've got 3 little stone chips, which is really cool. I mean, it's in Race 07 as well, but it's just, you know, I look at these little details and I think, oh, that's really cool. It's really clever. Now, don't expect me to go for race wins because that is not likely to happen, not in the Peugeot anyway. I'm being in an independent team. I'm just going for the Independence Trophy, so that is the best I can do at the moment. At the moment, though, I am in a point-scoring position. I'm catching up with the Alphas. Coming up to the end of lap 1 then. So Dirk Muller, Andy Prio and Alex Zanardi still the top 3, and Tarquini and Thompson. And I'm behind Augusto Farfus. I usually try and keep it in second gear going around the first chicane, just to avoid the wheel spin. Of course, these are front wheel drive apart from the BMWs. So you do get a lot of accelerating understeer. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. Lock the front end, or lock the rear end, sorry. That's alright. We were catching up with the alphas anyway, so we can do it again. Thing is as well, if I stay in 8th place, I'll be put on pole position for tomorrow's race, which is going to be hilarious. A Peugeot leading the pack into turn 1. Not going to end well, I don't think. Unfortunately, losing a bit of ground on the alphas. As we begin at lap number 3. Still Dirk Muller leading the way from Andy Prio. Andy Prio was the champion for 2006. Spoilers. Oh, the brakes on this bloody car are awful. Oh, someone's gone a bit wide up ahead. Bloke behind is flashing his lights. Don't you try and dive on the inside, not around these corners anyway. But yeah, you can see how much the Peugeot lacks pace on the main straights. And with this car as well, I had to completely change the gearing. We were topping out, or we were hitting the rev limiter about halfway down the main straight, so I had to make the last gear a lot longer than it was, I think by about 3 or 4 clicks. We're 5 seconds behind Farfus at the moment. Keep it in second to avoid the wheel spin. Loses us a little bit of time with Farfus, but I'd rather lose a little bit of time than go off into the gravel and lose position. Oh, and again the brakes. I didn't cut the track, I went a little bit wide. It's fine, don't panic. Now, unfortunately, something that really confused me about this game is that if you're doing a single race, so you're not doing a championship, but you're just doing a main single race weekend, you have an option on there to have a formation lap with a standing start. And it's really cool because all the AI drivers, they weave side to side like they're warming up their tyres, as they would do in real life. Unfortunately, that option is not available in championship mode. You don't even have the opportunity to have a rolling start or formation lap or anything like that at all. And you go into the core files and everything is encrypted, so you can't edit any of the files. So it's really unfortunate that they would have a formation lap during a single race, but not during the championship, to make it more immersive, but oh well. I'm sure there was method to their madness. Another thing that's a little bit naff about this game as well is that the draw distance is not great with the cars. They tend to disappear when they get to a certain distance. You have to have the level of detail up to the maximum, which is 150%, which I got it on, but the car's still popping in and out of view, which is a bit annoying. I think that was also a problem on Race 07, or there was a fix for it. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Ah, yeah, you tried to get past me then, didn't you? Lucky for me, yellow flag was out and you couldn't overtake, matey. So sod off. Right now, I'm just literally trying to protect 8th place, so then we can get pole position for the race tomorrow. There you go, got a better run out of the chicane. Pulling away from whoever that is behind. Can't remember. Top 3 still the same: Dirk Muller, Andy Prio, Alex Zanardi. And I am massively down from Augusto Farfus. I'm 9 seconds back. Bloody hell. And you can see how the cars just pop into view when they're in front and then disappear again almost immediately. Unfortunately as well, because there's so many drivers, they've added the entire roster of drivers in this game, but they can only have a maximum of 25 cars on the grid at any one race. And because of that, some drivers don't actually get to race, and one in particular, Tom Coronel, in the Seat Toledo. He is not in this race. Of course, he changed to the Seat, the newer hatchback Seat later on in the season, but yeah, they do race the Toledo on this one as well. And Huisman, he didn't actually take part until halfway through the season. So yeah, there's a few inconsistencies. Unfortunately, like I said, I would have loved to have been able to edit the roster so that they had the actual drivers appear in which races, but everything is encrypted and I can't change anything, which is a shame. I bet we're past 10 seconds now behind Farfus. Oh, we're 11 seconds, bloody hell. Oh, we're 3 laps to go. Tires are going off just a little bit. I'm starting to get a lot of sliding on the front end. Windscreen just getting a little bit mucky. Yeah, tires are definitely going off. He's trying to draft. Who was that anyway? It is, oh, Tavano and Peter Turting. And again, that's the problem with the brakes on this car, is that I have to brake around about the 200 meter board. The AI can brake around about 150 meters to or 100 meters, so they can brake really late. I can, otherwise if I do, I'm just going to go straight off into the runoff area. And again, like there. Luckily I didn't get a warning for cutting the track. Right, so as long as I don't mess up on the final lap then, it looks like we're on course for getting pole position by merit for tomorrow's race, which should be cool. Yeah, 15 seconds back now from Farfus. And we're just 1 second ahead of Tavano. Right, final lap. So if I can keep the pack behind me tomorrow, it's going to be a massive 24-car trolley train I'm going to be trying to keep behind me just because of how off-power the Peugeot is. I'm going to lose a bit of grip on the rear end as well, starting to slide a little bit. We're way off pace as well. Our qualifying lap was like a 1 minute 3 or 2 minutes 3.2. And now we're doing a 2.4.1. And there we go, coming round the Parabolica for the last time. And surprisingly, we get a single point for race number 1, which is good, an 8th place finish. And that means we are going to be starting on pole position for the reverse grid, or the top 8 reverse, for tomorrow. You're in the points, there we go. Ooh, not too bad. So, yeah, we were miles off pace in the end, but we were still pulling away from 11th and down, which wasn't too bad. God, I would so love to be able to change the livery and everything else with these cars, and unfortunately, not the case. Can't edit any of the liveries or the driver names or this, that, and the other. So now we're just waiting on the rest of the drivers to finish. Alain Menu finishing 22nd overall, but Dirk Muller gets the victory, Andy Prio and Alex Zanardi, a BMW 123 for race number 1. Average speed 104.5 miles an hour and a time of 18 minutes 33 seconds. 0.3. So there we go then. That is race 1 complete. And here are the race 1 results then. So Dirk Muller gets 10 points, Andy Prio gets 8, and Alex Zanardi gets 6. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for Tarquini, Thompson, Morbidelli, Augusto Farfus, and myself with the final point. So there we go, that was race 1 complete. Everything has been replaced, including the suspension, the tyres, and the front brakes as well, which were slightly damaged, which wasn't surprising. But yeah, with that, I will leave it here for now. I will see you all tomorrow for race number 2 of the weekend as we start on pole position for another 9 laps around Monza. So yeah, thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.